1982, the Ragged Bags and 2000 Maniacs at the Electric Banana in Pittsburgh. That was, yeah, 2000 Maniacs. I think they were like a hardcore band from State College, some, not 10,000 Maniacs, 2,000, like 8,000 less. But yeah, it was, I was 12. Me and my friends went to the show. We're like, yeah, this is kind of interesting. Everyone's sitting down on the floor before the band started. I'm like, what's going on? Like, all right, we'll sit down. The band started, everybody jumped up and started smashing into each other, and it was great. You know, I was like, wow, this is cool, man. This is why I want to be a part of this. So that was my first experience, first show. CBGBs, definitely. I mean, when I moved to New York in 86, 87, that was, you know, Sunday matinees, that was everything, every week. Amazing bands, the sound. I walked in there, I was like, whoa, I was blown away. And so many good shows, so many good bands. I mean, yeah, people say it was a crappy club, but, you know, that's where the scene was centered around. That was part of the culture, yeah. Yeah, we recorded live at CBGB's, 89. And then we did the video, yeah, for Anthem there. And then we recorded another live album, 93, 94, Last Warning. It's the last album I played on in AF. Vinny Stigma. I mean, there's a lot. Yeah, Jimmy G and Vinny Stigma. It's probably neck and neck there. Well, I would say one of his best sayings that I've heard him say was, I don't know, but I know. Probably first time I saw the Cro-Mags in Pittsburgh in, say, 85, 86, right around Age of Quarrel. Yeah, it just blew me away. It was amazing. Incredible live band then. Amazing. I would say early Bad Brains, you know. Early 80s, 81, 82, Bad Brains. Obviously, I started playing drums before I was into hardcore. I mean, hardcore didn't exist in the 70s. John Bonham is probably one of my biggest influences. Yeah, I mean, I listened to everything, jazz drummers too, but John Bonham was probably my main influence. Earl, Mackey, and I'm gonna say Reed Mullins, actually, COC. A lot of people say he wasn't a hardcore drummer, but he played a single bass, you know, he had a fast foot, but these crazy triplet fills, you know, and a 85 Animosity. So yeah, I put him up there for sure. I would say Minus was one because he was just so crazy. You know, he like was throwing a chair around in the pit and like doing all sorts of crazy stuff that no one else was doing. I stayed in many squats, but I never lived in a squat. Somehow I always found a cheap room, you know, for $200 a month somewhere, but definitely stayed in many squats. Yeah, I mean, a lot of fond memories. I mean, it was amazing. I was a 16-year-old kid, you know, opening up for my favorite bands, and then they asked me to play drums for them. So I dropped out of high school, moved to New York, and never looked back. You know, that was an amazing experience for me. And then that, you know, merged into Madball, and we were kind of doing both at the same time. Freddie was, you know, a 10-year-old kid and kind of wild kid at the time, and Roger like wanted him to have a little side project to keep him busy, and you know, great release for his energy, you know. And so it was perfect, man, and things just took off from there too. Keep going to shows, keep playing in bands, you know, stay true. You know, the scene is important, you know, even though it's not what it was. But if people stop playing and going to shows, then it doesn't exist. So keep going. No, definitely not dead. I mean, just for those reasons I said, there's still bands playing. They're keeping it alive, and there's shows, you know, you got to find them, but they're there.